Got a big project? Maybe it's your plan for your life. You need to map it down to the nth degree. Or do you? G'day and welcome to Small Steps Through Life. Today we're at Battle Hill and the weather started to rain. But I wanted to come out here and share some ideas. And the first one is the idea of attacking projects. The interesting thing about projects is very rarely do we get to define every aspect of them. And as we execute them, things inevitably go wrong. When I started on this journey today, it was fine. I came here and it's raining. First plan didn't even work. Was come out here in the fine, in the sunshine even. So what do? I could go back and wait till it's fine. And that would mean that every time that particular failure happened, I'd be doing a reset. What could I do instead? Well, in this case, it's a case of adaptation. It's not expecting perfection. It's allowing for deviances, for variations in the path. Come out here, rain, what's the plan B? What's the plan C? If it was windy, it would be different again. I don't have to map all those out though. If I had to map out everything that could go wrong, I wouldn't do anything. I'd stall. I'd stall because one of them might be the fantail that's right beside me might land on top of my camera. Wouldn't be a bad thing, but it would be unexpected. If I had to plan for that and say maybe a horse on the track, or maybe there was some weed whacking just beside me. Each of those are things that would have to be allowed for if I planned for every single scenario. So what do you do instead? What you could do is have a reasonable plan. It's not perfect. You only have to plan one step. You've got to have an idea of what you want to accomplish, but only as a bit of a ghost view. For me, it's the idea, I want a recording. That's my ghost view. Does it have to be fine? Nope, that's a detail. Does it have to be windy? Nope. Does it have to be calm? Nope. Do I have to make sure there's no birds on the track? No. What about horses? No, it doesn't matter. Any of these mean I now have the freedom to maneuver. So that means I take my first step, come here. And then the next step was to get prepared. In this case, it meant putting on something to make sure the camera didn't get soaked. Then I took the next step after that, cross a bridge. Every single step only had to be detailed when I took it. And even as I took it, it doesn't have to be perfect. So that's the same thing with life. If you want to refine who you are, you don't have to know exactly how you'll turn out. You just have to take steps that are towards that which you most want. If you want to be an artist, on day one, you don't have to know every single step to becoming that artist. It might be the first step is get some paper and get a pen or some paint. Second step might be try painting. Third step might be maybe a paintbrush doesn't work and maybe you use some different medium. So in your life, do you seek to have everything pinned down and detailed? Do you find that at times when you do that, it's very difficult when it doesn't go exactly to plan? Things very rarely go exactly to plan. But if you only take one step and allow that step to reveal the next step, but have a longer term goal, I think you'll find that it gives you more traction. You're not having to think every single step right to the end of the project. Your detailed step is the next step. It might be subscribing. It might be changing to a different podcast. It could be following somebody else. It's your journey, and that's the beauty of it. It could be that my podcasts are what help, but it might not be. And after you've watched it, you can decide, this helped my journey, or this didn't. So, what's your next step going to be? On anything, on your life, on your day. Make it a good step. Make it move you towards the goals that you have for yourself in life. And on that note, I'm going to say, see you later.